Jordan's new film, Him, attempts to merge the grit of football culture with the unnerving atmosphere of psychological horror, a combination that initially captures attention but ultimately struggles to stay balanced. The story follows a young athlete whose promising future on the field becomes entangled with dark visions, twisted obsessions, and an unraveling sense of reality. At first, the movie feels sharp in its depiction of ambition, masculinity, and the pressures that come with competitive sports, but as the narrative leans further into surreal territory, coherence begins to slip. The early acts are where Him shines. Jordan presents the world of football not just as a game, but as a stage for deeper anxieties and rivalries. Tension builds through intense locker room dynamics, the suffocating expectations of coaches, and the protagonist's inner conflict. These grounded moments lend the horror elements more impact, making the strange visions and haunting sequences feel earned rather than forced. For a while, the film seems to promise a bold fusion of sports drama and psychological thriller. As the story progresses, however, the movie swerves sharply into surreal madness. What begins as an exploration of identity and pressure turns into a sequence of increasingly bizarre scenarios filled with cryptic symbolism and unsettling imagery. While some of these choices are visually striking, they start to overwhelm the narrative instead of supporting it. The shift in tone leaves viewers questioning whether the story is unraveling by design or simply losing its focus. By the final act, clarity is sacrificed for spectacle, and the ending feels less like a deliberate mystery and more like a collapse under the weight of ambition. Performances remain a strong point, particularly from the lead actor who navigates the emotional highs and lows with raw intensity. The cinematography captures both the physicality of the sport and the psychological darkness closing in on the characters. Sound design, too, contributes to the mounting unease, blending the roar of crowds with whispers of paranoia. These elements ensure that Him never feels dull, even when the story begins to drift. Ultimately, Jordan's film is ambitious but uneven. It dares to push football beyond the realm of sports drama into surreal horror, and in its best moments, it succeeds in being both haunting and thought-provoking. Yet by abandoning narrative control in favor of escalating madness, it risks leaving audiences more confused than captivated. The result is a striking but flawed experiment that leaves as many questions as it answers.